And if you've got a child at school or planning to be in school in the Western Cape, you really need to listen to this. Western Cape Education warning parents that they only have 1 week left to apply for space in 2024. Over 100,000 applications have already been submitted. To discuss this, I'm joined by Western Cape Education spokesperson Bronagh Hammond. Bronagh, thank you so much for joining us. It seems quite early in the year to have a deadline for 2024 applications. Is it earlier than usual?
No, it certainly isn't earlier than usual. We actually plan it like this because we want to ensure that we are aware of the data behind the learner numbers so that we can see where there is demand and where we can place additional infrastructure, teachers and resources so that we are prepared for the next year. It does take a while for us to do those preparations, and that's why we do it so early, because you need to plan to either build a school or to build infrastructure and also get that teacher basket in place.
So over 100,000 applications already. I wonder if you're able to break that down in terms of the grades.
Well, I can say, yes, that we got about 9,000 grade ones, which sounds low, but many of the grade ones are entering from grade R. But we have got a high cohort of our grade 7s, which is about 52,000 now. But we know that there's 44,000 grade 7s currently out there that have not yet registered, and we've only got a week to go. So we are appealing to all parents who are applying for grade 1 and have not entered into a grade R cohort yet to please apply by next week Friday, otherwise they will be deemed a late application.
All right, so over 103,000 applications already. As it stands, and bearing in mind you are going to get people who apply late, you're going to have people obviously applying November, December, even January next year, because plans change and life delivers curveballs. But talk to me about whether you have capacity as it stands with those 100,000 odd applications already in.
Well, yes, yeah. Last year we embarked on a huge infrastructure program. We got additional funding, which assisted us greatly last year, and we built classroom spaces and new schools in a rapid school building that accommodated an additional 26,000 learners. Now, obviously, we do get late applications, and that poses challenges because sometimes, we cannot always predict where we will get an influx of learners when the new school year has started. So we have to kind of predict what is going to happen, but also sometimes it can't be predicted. So we do need to have other resources in place, and we have managed to ensure that every learner that applied for this year is already placed in a school in the Western Cape, and we hope to improve that even further going into next year. And therefore we would really like to encourage every parent to not wait any further and to apply by next Friday.
These 100,000 children, are they already in the school system by and large? How many of them are perhaps applying from different provinces, for example?
Well, the stats we need to verify for this year, for 2023, but in previous years we get approximately on average 18,000 learners that come from other provinces each year. So that's quite a high number. If you think about it, it is 18,000. If you have a school capacity of 1,000 learners, that's 18 additional schools that we have to build. And I think that was our challenges in the past. We didn't have the budget to actually be able to secure the teachers as well as the funding needed to build those schools. But we did get an increased infrastructure budget this past 2 financial years, and we are, of course, going to take advantage of that and build as many new schools, which we announced in our budget speech recently, 15 new schools actually, and additional classrooms and capacity at schools, as well as hoping to increase that teacher basket, but that will be discussed in June this year.
All right, so for parents realizing, oh, I'd better get that application in, what is the process here in Gauteng? It's all automated, certainly for grades 1 and grades 8. What's the system in the Western Cape?
It is very similar in respect that it is an online application. So parents would go onto our WCD website, go onto the admissions page, and then once they've registered, they need to upload certain documents, and that includes your ID, the child's ID, their last report card, the immunization card if they are entering a primary school, and then of course your proof of residence. Once those are uploaded, then they will wait until the the enrollment period is finishing, which is on the 14th. Schools then make their choices in terms of their admission policies, and then they will all be informed on the 29th of May whether they have successfully got a place at a specific school.
Oh, nothing like planning ahead. Thank you so much, Western Cape Education Department spokesperson Bronagh Hammond there.